Bowlby's theory of attachment is an evolutionary theory. That means it sees attachment as not something that we learn, but something that we are born to do. We are born with the tendency to attach to a primary caregiver in order to survive. In Bowlby's opinion, monotropy is at the basis of attachment. That means one single attachment figure as the primary at the top of a hierarchy, where there can be later on multiple attachments that will be all secondary to that monotropic first attachment. Based on that monotropic first attachment, we develop what is called an internal working model. That is a kind of blueprint, a schema if you want, for relationships that we carry with us for the rest of our lives. This is called the continuity hypothesis. We continue to have that same pattern of attachment throughout our lives. There is a lot of evidence to support Bowlby's theory. For example, the infamous Harlow's monkey study disproved the previous view that attachment was learnt because of the association of the mother with food through breastfeeding, considering food an unconditioned stimulus and the mother a neutral stimulus that became conditioned because of association with food. Harlow disproved this view, showing that the monkeys didn't attach to the wire mother with the milk because they needed more than just that feeding, and that they had an innate tendency to look for comfort and reassurance. And all of them, in terms of continuity, ended up being dysfunctional in their future relationships because they didn't have that reciprocal bond with a primary attachment figure. And this supports Bowlby's view that there needs to be an internal working model that is formed with the primary attachment figure in order to have functional relationships in the future. One of Bowlby's views that has been challenged is his idea of critical period. Bowlby stated that that internal working model needed to be formed within a certain time frame that is called the critical period, that is approximately 2.5 years. The Koluchova or Czech twins case study challenges the idea of critical period because they were found in a basement, neglected, almost averbal and underdeveloped with very low IQs at the age of 7 years old, so way past the critical period. With time and positive substitute caring, they were able to reverse the negative effects of the deprivation, and actually, in terms of continuity, they were able to establish functional relationships. They both got married, had families, had friends, and had jobs, challenging the idea of critical period, and it's now been more suggested that it should be called the sensitive period instead. There is also research that challenges the idea of monotropy, showing that it's possible for children to show multiple attachments. For example, the 60 Glasgow babies, Schaffer and Emerson study showed that about a third of the babies showed multiple attachments, and found that the father and the mother were joint attachment figures, with neither of them showing primary elements to their attachment pattern, challenging the idea of monotropy. That said, Bowlby's theory has been extremely influential in informing, for example, Ainsworth's development of the types of attachment using the strange situation, and lots of evidence has been found to suggest that continuity is applicable in terms of attachment type, therefore showing that Bowlby was right in relation to that continuity hypothesis, showing that lots of people with secure attachment go on to form more positive romantic relationships and are also better parents. These findings have been shown in the adult attachment interview research, the love quiz research that shows attachment in terms of romantic patterns of attachment, and in the 99 mothers study, showing that also in terms of parenting, mothers who had insecure attachment were more likely to have insecure forming interactions with their babies.